Something that we love to do at Wave is talking about TV shows, right? So let's talk about The Office today. Welcome to the new episode. And let's talk about The Office. If you are watching this TV show, you can see, oh, if you're watching this podcast, you can see that I have two signs, two posters of The Office behind me. I have this one right here, The Office. It's the classic logo. It used to be black, but it's so faded right now. It's almost like gray. And I have this one here too. It's Jim and Pam, my favorite couple ever. One of my favorite couples on TV. They are perfect, amazing, the best of the best. And something that we love doing at Wave classes is using references of TV shows. And there is more than a class that we use The Office as a reference. I love it so much. There is a class that we need to watch. One of the funniest scenes of The Office with the student, and it's always my favorite class. I love this class. You have no idea. And I usually laugh so much. I laugh so much. It's so funny. But the student kind of like doesn't understand the context, and it's crazy, it's so chaotic. And the last time I played this clip in class, it was with a student called Izaki. Izaki, if you're watching this, do you remember this? We watched a scene from The Office, and I cried because I laughed so much. And Izaki was like, his face was like, he couldn't he was just trying to understand what was happening because it was so chaotic, and I was crying because I was laughing so much. So this is how much we love The Office. And when I say we, I am talking about Karen and I. Karen is the wave coordinator. So yeah, we love The Office. But the real question is, do I recommend watching The Office? Because there's a big difference between loving The Office and recommending it. So let's talk about it. A gente vai falar hoje sobre The Office, uma das minhas séries preferidas. Então já aproveita, já se prepara aí para treinar seu listening, para treinar sua compreensão, aprender um vocabuláriozinho novo. E me fala nos comentários se você ficou com vontade de assistir The Office depois desse episódio. Eu vou tentar explicar assim por que que eu recomendo e não recomendo The Office. É uma série única. Então, bora lá. Segue nosso Instagram, @wayfluency. A gente tem muito conteúdo lá, tem nossos alunos falando inglês, nossos professores falando inglês. E segue o podcast, bota o sininho para você não perder os episódios. Comenta, avalia, enfim. Vocês já sabem o que fazer. So, let's start. Every time I have a class at Wave that is about The Office, that we mention and we reference The Office, my students ask me if I recommend The Office. And no, I always say no. No, I don't recommend The Office. Please don't watch The Office. It has such a weird and very peculiar sense of humor, and not everybody likes it. And I totally understand. A lot, actually, most of the times when I recommend The Office, people don't like it. So I've decided that I will never recommend it again. And I would say, like, okay, if you decide to watch, I mean, don't blame this on me, okay? Don't put it on me because I am telling you, not everybody likes The Office. But The Office is a classic. It's a classic TV show. And let me tell you some fun facts about The Office, and you tell me if after this episode you want to watch it. I usually recommend it to learn English because The Office is about an office, literally, and a lot of people working in a company. And the TV show, this TV show, you follow these people's daily lives, so you follow their routine, their jobs. Everybody has a different job in the company. And all right, the format that this TV show is filmed is very specific. It's the same format as Modern Family. Modern Family is a little bit more popular. And if you know Modern Family, you know that the style of the filming is a little bit different because they sit down and talk to the camera. And the whole TV show in this format is called mockumentary. It's the name of this style of TV show. And a mockumentary is similar to a documentary, but in the form of comedy, right? So, Modern Family, The Office, Parks and Recreation, there are a lot of TV shows that follow this format where the characters they sit down and talk to the camera and the cameras follow them in the location in their lives, in their day, and it's like a documentary of the characters' lives. So The Office is a classic in this format, and it's a classic sitcom too. I feel like it's so popular in the US, and in Brazil it's starting to get a little more famous, especially when it joined the catalog on Prime Video and Netflix. It got a lot more famous. But, anyways, here's the thing. The sense of humor in this TV show is so unique and so peculiar, and it's all based on secondhand embarrassment. Secondhand embarrassment, literally. Second hand embarrassment. É o termo que a gente usa para vergonha alheia em inglês. So the whole TV show is the whole sense of humor is based on second-hand embarrassment. So if you can't handle second-hand embarrassment, don't watch The Office. This is the first thing you need to know. Because there are some scenes that you feel pain. Some scenes are literally painful because they are so embarrassing, so embarrassing. I can't describe to you how embarrassing it is. So if you can't handle that, or if you don't like this type of sense of humor, this is reason number one to not watch The Office. Seriously, if you don't like it, don't watch it because the especially the boss, the TV show is happening in an office, right? So the boss, his name is Michael Scott. The boss, he wants to be everybody's friend, right? So he wants to be loved by everyone, and he wants to be the cool boss. And because of that, he goes through so many embarrassing things, and he makes other people feel embarrassed. So the whole sense of humor is based on that. In the whole TV show, there are maybe like three people that are lucid, maybe three people that are actually normal, because all the others, they are insane. They are so, I don't have the words to describe it. They have such peculiar personalities, and each one of them acts like a crazy person. They all act like crazy people in this TV show. So you have the religious woman. She's a terrible person, very religious. She is very homophobic. She's very conservative. She's the worst. And then you have the girl who loves gossiping, and she is crazy about her coworker, and she does everything she can to get together with him. And then you have this coworker who thinks he's the best in the company, and he's actually such a jerk. And uh look, there's a whole story behind this TV show that I'm gonna tell you, but let me tell you more about the characters. There is one that he is so dumb and so stupid, and people think that deep down he is actually a genius. He's not, by the way. And then you have like Jim and Pam, they are normal, you know, they are normal and they have the office romance. And I swear, Jim and Pam, they have one of the most beautiful long-term relationships on TV. It is one of the cutest and sweetest and the best relationships on TV. They are at the level of Chandler and Monica on Friends, it's the same level of beauty. They are perfect. The same level of perfection. I love them so much. And I have to confess something. I am in love with Jim. I have a problem. I am so in love with Jim. Sometimes I have to stop watching because I have to remember that he doesn't exist in real life. And I'm not saying that he's perfect. I'm just saying that uh, I'm in love with him. I can't. I can't. If you watch it, you will understand what I'm talking about. I love him so much. And they have the type of romance that it's slow. People call it slow burn. Slow burn is when you have a romance that takes a long time to happen. And their romance takes like, I don't know, 3 seasons to happen. So it takes a long time. And you get like so anxious and so nervous to see them together, you know? It's perfect. It's perfect. It's the perfect story. But there's something really interesting about The Office and this type of TV show because each episode is written by a different writer. So they have many different creators and they write the script, you know, like the roteiro. They write the script. They have ideas for the TV show. They have different creators, a lot of creators, and each episode is written by someone different. So it's really interesting because you can see who wrote and directed that episode. And of course, they get together and they discuss about the future of the TV show, but each episode is created by someone different. And there are 4 characters, I think 4 or 5 characters, like personagens, that their actors are also writers and directors, you know? So it's really interesting to see, to know that there are 4 characters in the TV show that in real life, they are also the writers and the directors. So I think this is something so interesting. And especially Kelly and Ryan, if you watch The Office, you know Kelly and Ryan. In real life, they are 2 of the best creators and writers of this TV show. They are genius of comedy in general in the US. And I mean, they're so smart and they are so good, so funny. She still has like a lot of TV shows and scripts written by her. And Ryan, the actor, he's super famous too. He has a book. He's written a book. He's like they are 2 of the biggest names in Hollywood when it comes to creating and writing, and I think that's so interesting. And right, so there is also something interesting about the TV show, the creation of this TV show, which is at the beginning of every season. Season is like the temporadas. So at the beginning of every season, the directors and the creators would sit down and brainstorm, you know? So they had a lot of ideas and they would throw these ideas very in a very free way. So they would sit down and ask, hey, what if tanana? What if tanana? Like in Portuguese, it's like, e se tal coisa acontecer? E se, e se, e se? So they have a table discussion and everybody throws crazy ideas, the craziest ideas ever. And then they select which ideas will become true in that season. And I think that's so nice. It's so interesting to see. Uh, to watch and learn about the creation of The Office. I think it's a genius TV show, you know, so intelligent, so clever. And the way they film the TV show is also so interesting because the characters, like os personagens, they look at the camera because it's a documentary, right? So they look directly at you watching the TV show. They look at the camera. Eles quebram a quarta parede, né? Eles olham diretamente para a câmera. So it's sometimes the whole joke and the whole sense of humor of that episode is people watching, people looking at the camera. Like the funny part about some scenes is the fact that they look at the camera and it's so good. And the all the times that they look at the camera, they are so well planned, so strategic, and it makes everything so much funnier. And there is a whole reason behind that because there are only a few characters that look at the camera. It's not everybody. And the way that they look it can express different things. So sometimes they look at the camera because they want to be sarcastic. Sometimes they look at the camera because they feel embarrassed. And sometimes this sets the whole tone of the scene, like isso dita o tom que aquela cena vai ter, the way they look at the camera, and it's so good. Sometimes you have to like catch a joke so quickly and the joke goes away. So it is good. This TV show is good to learn English, but it's a little chaotic and the sense of humor is a little fast. So maybe you won't catch all the jokes if you don't have some experience with English, but still, it's an easy vocabulary. It's like it's very good to learn about an office and how an office works, the life in the company, the people's different jobs. It's an interesting context to practice your English. So I still recommend because of that. But I'm telling you, the sense of humor is so peculiar and so unique. So I can't promise that you will like it because there is something interesting about The Office. Everybody says that it only gets good after the second season. So the first season is so bad. Season is temporada, okay? So the first season is so bad. Everybody hates the first season because they had one idea. And then after the season, the creators decided that they wanted to change the whole script, the whole tone of the TV show. And from the second season on, the TV show becomes something very, very different. The sense of humor is completely different. The boss, Michael Scott, he becomes so, so different in the second season because in the first one, everybody hates him. He's a terrible character. And then from the second season on, they've decided that they wanted to make the boss a little bit more likable. So in the end, you love Michael so much. He's insane. He has no he has no social abilities. He's a crazy person, but at the end, he's stupid. He's a little sexist. He's a little homophobic, but not in a bad way. It's like he's so stupid that he makes stupid jokes and he becomes a better and better person during the TV show. And this is what makes you like him, because he's so innocent sometimes. In the first season, it's in a bad way. Everybody hates him because he's stupid, because he's so sexist and so homophobic, and he's ridiculous. His jokes are ridiculous. But then after the second season, he becomes a better person, and everybody starts loving him. I love him, but sometimes I wanna just punch him in the face. If you watch it, you will understand. And if you've watched it, you know what I'm talking about. I want to know in the comments, do you actually like Michael Scott? I mean, he's so funny, right? But sometimes I can't stand him. Sometimes I just want to punch him in the face. And yeah, the only people that I actually love on that TV show are Jim and Pam. They are perfect. I'm sorry. I know this is like so cliche, such a cliche, but I can't help it. They are amazing. No, seriously. Watch the TV show. But if you survive up until the second season, I promise it gets better. But if you don't like the type of humor, the sense of humor of this TV show, don't watch it. Because it's very specific. And it's very much based on secondhand embarrassment, like vergonha alheia. So I don't know. I don't know. Is this a recommendation? I'm not sure. You tell me after this episode, what do you think? Do you think, do you feel like watching The Office? You tell me. But it is one of my favorite TV shows ever, ever. I think it's so genius. It's so funny. It's so intelligent. I just love it. So I don't know. Maybe I am recommending, but just know that the first season is terrible and the sense of humor is very specific. Okay. I mean, I've warned you, okay? Eu avisei. So yeah, I'm gonna stop right here and you tell me if you've decided to start watching The Office, okay? So I'll be back on the next one. Who knows what I'm gonna talk about. Let's wait and see. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.